Yeah, another problem with all the unreleased stuff is we don't really have they're mostly just like recordings from cassettes and stuff, or some of them, or I have a few of the cassettes, and a lot of them are just like, I don't know how many. Some of the stuff I've got online, like people have sent me, that are files, have probably been through several like generations of cassettes, so the quality isn't that great either. So that's one of the kind of barriers in the way of actually putting out an album of a lot of the unreleased stuff, is we really don't have too many of the tapes. But there's a few things that eventually we might put out, but we'll see.
Yeah, so you don't even have access to those
no, well,
multi-track?
All the, as far as I know, all the tapes, except for probably all the Sony stuff, I suppose, is probably in some vault, I hope, somewhere. But all the SST stuff was lost because at some point in the early 90s, like Lanegan decided to get all the tapes from Velvetone, I guess. Some of the stuff that wasn't at Velvetone might be somewhere, because I know Jack and Dino had a few. I think he might have know where the Buzz Factory tapes are, because he was saying something about that a while back. But anyway, all these tapes got like put in a closet at Susan Silver, who was our first manager, at her office in Seattle. And then a few years later, when we parted ways with her, Lanegan took them, and I guess he had them in his apartment. And at some point, he actually apparently pawned the tapes.
Ooh.
Not sure if that happened or not, but I think he might have got them back. But then they were supposedly in a storage unit, and the storage unit lapsed and got, taken away from him. So, that who else knows what kind of stuff was in there? Oh yeah, it also what was there was also Kurt Cobain's old Dodge Dart. That was in there too, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
so I think that was in the storage unit too. That's what my brother Van told me.
Someone got a sweet deal on that storage unit.
So those tapes are either just dead, gone, disappeared, or something. The multi-tracks, which kind of sucks, because it would be nice to be able to remix some of that stuff. But,
for sure.
Possibly remastering is a possibility. I don't know how much difference that would make. The stuff was all on 8-track from Velvetone, the stuff we recorded in Ellensburg. And, we did have a master, like down at, was it John Golden? Was that the guy who mastered a lot of stuff what was the name of that place? I can't remember. So it was mastered well, but, maybe years later you could make it sound a little bit different. I mean, the one thing that I wish we could do is like get more drums on Invisible Lantern, which SST album. Everyone says that, but on the other hand, that's the way we wanted it. Me and Mark wanted it that way, because we were like trying to get really loud vocals and really loud guitar both at the same time, and it just sort of suffered. The drums are really great. I mean, it's great drumming on that album. The bass is pretty low too. Maybe you could fix that in the mastering. I don't know.
And there's so many techniques now you can do that just weren't available.
Yeah.
In the 80s and whatnot.
If we ever get our records back from SST, maybe we'll try to do something like that. It's a big if.
Yeah. What are they holding on to them or something, and you can't?
Well, Greg Ginn does that with he's some bands have got their records back. The contracts are just so simple. They didn't really have any time limits on them or anything, but they don't say they don't have any time limits either. So yeah, and it's just they sort of half-ass put the stuff out over the years. They've the SSC Superstore still has like a couple things on vinyl, and they have digital stuff. They do have them streaming and stuff, but unfortunately we're not really seeing a lot of money. Over the years SST's paid us on and off, but the last 10 years or so, they've sort of been real quiet about giving us any statements or anything. So it'd be nice if they did.